Okay guys, how's it going? For those new to the channel, welcome. I'm Derek. My friends call me Dare Bear. Long story. I'll explain in a future video. So, kind of just wanted to first talk about, I thought for this one, I was like, well, I thought I'd try. I'm not really big on vlogs. So I thought, well, screw it, I'll make this one a vlog. But I've seen some videos rolling around of, everyone's, not everyone, but I've seen some videos rolling around where everyone does their, I just said it again, their different coming out stories and everything else. Then I thought I'd kind of just share my thoughts. First off, to not beat around the bush, first off, I am gay, yes. But I thought though I would kind of do my take on all that. I know there's several others on YouTube that have shared their stories on it, so I thought I'd toss my story into the pile for everyone. Well, it was something that I kind of hid since high school, and it wasn't really something that I felt because of my friends or anything that I had to hide. I was afraid because of how the community accepted gays, lesbians, whatever. And even making this video now, I'm a little bit nervous, but I've since come out, actually very recently within the past month, just coming out to my family, and that was, and I'm still kind of just in disarray that I can finally be myself. I don't have to, I can just be me. I don't feel like I have to hide anything. And the only real person that I have left to come out to is my father. Yeah, by the way, Dad, if you're watching this, surprise! I'm gay. But no, it was one of those, I was hiding it since high school. And I always knew about, and I graduated high school about 2009. It's time of making this 2016. I knew since about sophomore, junior year of high school that I just found myself looking more at guys than women. And you know how there's the stereotypical guy, it's just like, oh, she's so hot. I kind of did the same thing with men. Just like, wow, he's amazing, he's gorgeous. And it was kind of ever since then that I knew to myself that, okay, I figured myself out. It was just that light bulb moment where I like men. Okay, I'm gay. Great, cool. Then I started seeing how the media and everyone else around me accepts, I hate it when I say gay people, lesbian people. I hate saying that. How everyone accepted the community and those who belong to it. My cousin, for example, she's a lesbian. She's in a very stable and happy relationship, but when she came out to the family, that was kind of where I sat back with a pen and paper, just kind of taking notes. And I knew in the family who kind of sort of flipped out, kind of, just did one of those, okay, that's great, and those who are just, why are you telling me? I don't care, kind of moment. And fortunately, when I came out to all of my friends and especially my family members, it was more or less of one of those, great, that's really cool. And I either had that or the whole, cool, I don't care what you are kind of moment. Fortunately, in my experience coming out to everyone, I never had it. I have yet to have a really truly negative experience. The only one, if anything, was my boss when I came out to him on a work trip. There was alcohol involved, but I do remember that though, at least. And he always saw me as that poor little, not poor, but that little boy who just could not get into a relationship. But when I told him I was gay, you're not gay, and that was kind of the only negative experience. I wouldn't really call it negative, but no. So going back to kind of keeping it in the timeline. So high school rolls around. I found myself I figured myself out. Like, okay, I'm gay. Okay, this makes sense. Kind of started observing how the world accepted it, and it was kind of at that point where I thought to myself, man, I don't know if I can come out. And I hid that ever since. And then within this past about year and a half-ish or so, I'm not gonna get incredibly personal, I'm just telling you my story. I met a guy, and he's wonderful. He's the best thing that's ever happened to me. And we became at that point in our relationship where both him and I just kind of figured out, oh shit, this is going a lot better than we thought. And I made a promise to him before we excel further into our relationship. I promised him I would come out to my family, because it was also at that point too where I was comfortable with myself, and he was the first real boyfriend that I had, and still is, and he's phenomenal. He's, like I said, the best thing that's ever happened to me. And it got to a point where I really wanted to bring him around my family, and I wanted, because especially if we go on, say, 10 years from now, who knows, we might get married. I want him to be a part of my family, and I made that promise to him that, before, even if we move in together, I'm gonna come out to my family. And it was because, not really to make promises to him, but also, for, like I said, just for the sheer fact that I want him to, I want to bring him around my parents, my relatives, and I want, family's important to me. And I know I'm jumping around in my thoughts. I'm doing this all in one cut for raw emotion, but family's important to me, and I want him to be a part of it. But the only way I can truly have him a part of it, I needed to come out to my family. And they deserve to know who I am as a person. I mean, they know who I am, but you know what I mean. And it was kind of at that point where I realized I need to start coming out to my family. And I was so ungodly nervous. I've never been this nervous about anything in my life, and I had dinner with my mother, and I tried so hard to just, hey, by the way, I met somebody who I really like. By the way, it's a guy. And I kind of feel really bad about the way I went about, and this is with a couple of good handful of people that I love, but I kind of feel bad about the way that I came out to them, but I'm really glad that I did. But I ended up not officially coming out to her at dinner, but I was so mad at myself that I didn't. I was so angry at myself, and I was borderline emotional about it. And I ended up just sending a text message to my mother saying, by the way, my date that I was telling you about, it's a guy. That's how I came out to my mother. But like I said though, I was very mad at myself that I didn't just tell her in person. I was really nervous though, and I know I had nothing to be nervous about, because she was so accepting of it. She wanted his name, she wanted to see a photo of him. She immediately invited him to dinner, in which him and I did go over to Mom's house for dinner, and it was fantastic. He was loved by everyone. And then my sister, her and I, growing up, we were always fighting, but now she's my best friend. And we were talking about my date, and that's how I kind of referred to him as, and we just kept on talking just casually about it, and I just thought to myself, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna do it. And I looked at her, I go, my date's a guy, right? She goes, yeah, I know you're gay. I was, okay, just want to make sure. So that's with my sister, and my other sibling, we were helping them move a fridge at their house, and after having dinner at Mom's house with my boyfriend, she was like, hey, let's go help them move a fridge. And I have yet to come out to my brother-in-law and my sister, and that's kind of how they met my boyfriend and found out that I'm gay. I kind of really wish I would have sat down with them about it. Not that I feel like I need to tell anyone that I'm gay, you know what I mean? But it was one of those, I felt like I had to verbally say, by the way, I like men instead of women. Because I don't really think anyone has to say, you know, I'm gay. They should just be like, hey, you know, here's so-and-so. Yeah, they are the same sex. I love them. That, in my opinion, that should be that. And especially with my siblings, you know, mom and a couple of my siblings, they're religious. And that was the part that scared me the most, because I know most, regardless of what religion is, don't get me wrong, I'm not bashing any religion at all, but I know there are some religions out there that don't really agree with same-sex marriages, relationships, whatever, and that's what I was afraid of, and that was the rejection that I was afraid of, and that's why I was almost in tears over it, because I was so afraid of just rejection from my family. And when they all met my boyfriend, I had dreams about that. Just from high school, getting into college, and growing up, becoming an adult, to starting to pay taxes, yada yada yada. That's all I wanted. And the fact that it actually happened, just it was unreal. Like I said, I almost got emotional about it later that night. My boyfriend and I went home, and I just tried so hard to kind of keep my emotions in. I just gave him a huge hug, and it's gonna sound corny, I just gave him a huge hug, and I just didn't let go. And that's kind of how we ended the night. We went to bed, and that was that. But in the other one coming up way that I kind of regret, I drunk came out to my friend on Snapchat, because going back to the story about coming out to my boss on a work trip, when there was alcohol involved, of course, after I told my boss, I busted out my phone and I went on to Snapchat, and I was like, holy shit, I just came out to my boss, oh my god, oh my god. And then it was the following morning where I just kind of stood, I was just kind of like, wait a minute. And I had to send her a quick message, and I just told her, what did I tell you last night? And she goes, well, you told me something about yourself. Did I tell you I'm gay? She goes, yeah. And I was sitting next to my mom too. I was, oh, well, not really the way I wanted to tell you, but yeah. She goes, I don't care. And same with her parents too, because again, they were sitting near her. I think they were at dinner, if I remember right. And she's my bestie. She's my best friend ever. And like I said, I know I had nothing to worry about, but it was because of what I saw from high school all the way up to the point where I did come out. That's all I saw in the media was just, anti-LGBT this, da-da-da-da-da, that, and it frightened me. And when my family and my friends finally met my boyfriend, I've never been happier. And I'm just so glad that, like I said, not really because I promised my boyfriend, but I made a promise to myself, and not only did I achieve that promise, but I can be me. There's nothing to hide anymore. Again, minus my dad having not come out to him. Again, Dad, surprise, I'm gay. But just the fact that I have nothing to hide anymore, it's I've never been happier ever. I have a wonderful boyfriend. I cannot ask for anything. There's nothing I can ask for. He is... I have everything because of him. I have wonderful friends, and I'm trying to not get emotional about it right now. But I have amazing friends, and wonderful, accepting friends. My family, I couldn't be any happier. I'm so grateful for it. And like I said, I just kind of wanted to share my thoughts. Because again, I know there's some stories out there on YouTube how others came out, and some even live coming out, and that's intense. I don't know if I could have done that. I barely survived the way I came out. I barely survived that. But like I said, I just wanted to toss my story into the pile of other stories out there, and if anyone out there is looking to come out to their folks, the only thing in terms of if they're looking for advice, I know you're afraid. Trust me. And again, you can probably hear my emotion. You know, I'm trying to not get emotional about it, but I know you're afraid. I've been there, and once you just go over that hill, it only gets better from there. And as weird as it sounds, you just gotta do it. And again, I'm no exception because I still have my father to come out to. And this includes me too. You just gotta do it. And trust me, once you do it, you'll be even more happier than you think you are right now. And it's phenomenal. And kind of a quick side story to end this video. When I came out to my sister officially, because when she met my boyfriend, she was like, oh, you know, he just must be a really good friend. And then I later talked to her on the phone, and I was like, you know, you realize that was my date, right? She goes, oh, I didn't, okay. And that's the point where she became accepting, but she started asking questions because she wasn't, as she put it, she wasn't knowledgeable of the culture, of the LGBT culture and community, which I trying to regurgitate how she put it. I understand where she's coming from, but it was funny. She told me, well, yeah, you never really mentioned girls or really brought home any girls, so I kind of figured you were gay. But I gotta tell you, you're not the stereotypical gay guy that I always see as well. You know, that's not, you know, yeah, I've had people tell me I don't sound gay. Maybe I'll look gay, but there's a gay look I don't understand. But what she was saying, that I don't sound gay, because I know there's other guys out there that, even before my boyfriend, when I was kind of, when I was hardcore in the closet back in high school, I tried dating a few guys, and they were, you could tell just by talking to them that they were gay, which there's nothing wrong with. Everyone's their own person. If people think that they sound flamboyant or gay, pardon my French, but la di fucking da. That's who they are. That's a big deal. So they sound gay or flamboyant. Who cares? And I kind of told my sister the same thing, and she goes, wow, you actually have a really good point. It doesn't matter, you know, there are people who are monotone. Cool. In my sister's case, there are people who sound gay. I don't understand that again, but cool. There are people who always talk with an inflection. That's how everyone, and I told her this again too, that's how I think what makes us all unique in our own way. That's our characteristics coming out of us. And again, as you see the Bill Nye poster behind me, that's fantastic. In my opinion, that's what makes us all great and cool. If we all sounded the same, regardless of who you love, what you do for a living, don't care, that's boring. If we all sounded the same. But that's a different discussion. But like I said, I just wanted to share my experience coming out to everyone that I know of, and I hope this helps somebody. And if you're out there and you're looking to come out to your folks, just remember, it only gets better. And please don't beat yourself up, because I did, and I kind of regret beating myself up. But don't get any bad thoughts. Like I said, it only gets better once you open up. Just trust me. And if you have, please, and I invite everyone to leave a comment below. You know, if you have any questions, general comments, whatever. You know, I'll happily try to respond accordingly, and I hope there are others out there who can respond as well. But anyways, I'm starting to ramble, so thank you guys for listening. Again, leave a comment below for whatever. I don't really think about saying the whole subscribe, but if you liked it, thumb it up. Helps me out a lot. If you hated it, thumb it down. I understand. I don't have a lot of videos at this point, at the time of recording this, so I understand. It's great feedback for me. And hope everyone has a good day. Stay beautiful.